Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Scream, and welcome back to the channel for more Destiny 2 news and intel. And today marks the beginning of the Festival of the Lost. Why should you care? Well, because this Festival of the Lost, if you didn't see my last video, will allow you to attain exotic class items without having to complete the Dual Destiny mission. So if you're somebody who owns the final shape and you haven't been able to get the Dual Destiny mission done in order to attain your exotic class item, well, you will never need to worry about doing that ever again, because once you attain the exotic class items through the Festival of the Lost, you will then be able to acquire them from all the regular sources like Overthrow, or the Dual Destiny mission, of course, but also from XUR when he brings them on Friday. Hopefully he brings them again this week. You'll be able to farm out the random rolls from the exotic class item from XUR for strange coins. So it'll allow for 2 exotic class item farm locations this week. Also, if you are somebody who has completed the Dual Destiny mission, you will be able to focus the exotic class items you attain from Ava Levant. That's the only major difference between whether or not you've completed the Dual Destiny mission in order to acquire exotic class items, or if you acquire them through the Festival of the Lost. If you acquire them through Festival of the Lost, they will be unlocked on all of those other locations, as I said, but you will not be able to focus the exotic class items. So you will only be able to get random rolled exotic class items. I still think that's pretty good and much better than not being able to get any at all. If, of course, you have completed Dual Destiny, then you will be able to focus the ones you attain through Eva Levant, as well as all the other places. So I really think everybody should be farming out the festival this season. Normally, I don't really care that much. I maybe get a couple of weapons from the seasonal event, and then I forget about it. But because of the exotic class items, and because this has been such a big thing since they were released, and people not being able to complete Dual Destiny as it requires 2 players, and it can be a little bit toxic when you go through Fireteam Finder. I've heard some crazy stories. Then I think this is going to be the best option, something very needed currently in the game. So in order to get the exotic class items, you will need Eerie Engrams as well as a bunch of candy, as you will need 2,500 candy per exotic class item and 1 Eerie Engram. Now, Eerie Engrams you'll get through the seasonal event, the Haunted Lost Sectors, as well as getting those candy bag bundles that you'll be able to acquire from Eva. Once you get those, then you'll be able to farm out the exotic class items to your heart's content. Now, you can just go and do the Haunted Lost Sectors. They're not bad. They're pretty fun. I think most people will probably go that route. There might be a few people who want to expedite the process, or they might just want an alternative process in order to farm out candy, maybe passively, semi-AFK. I won't really say it's fully AFK anymore because we can't really do that, but very passively farm out candy, as well as the manifested pages. It's no longer spectral pages. You used to have to get spectral pages and then upgrade them to the manifested pages. I believe you just get the manifested pages now. You'll, of course, need a mask equipped for all of this, but as I said, the Haunted Lost Sectors go pretty good. You should get a good bit of candy from each run. I was getting about 500 candy from every single run, so I'm sure this is what people are going to do for the most part, and it's not going to be slow, I have to say. You'll be able to get most of the stuff you want from just doing the Haunted Lost Sectors. And even if you're doing the more difficult Haunted Lost Sectors, I think you're going to be able to go through this pretty fast. Also remember, it's double rank rewards as well as double rewards this week from the Nightfall. And the Grandmaster Nightfall is unlocked. I believe it's the Light Blade, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong about that. Let me know in the comments section down below. If any of these things I've mentioned in today's video also you found helpful or you're going to use. So I wanted to at least discuss the other alternative ways that you can farm out candy, as well as the manifested pages, if that's something you're going for. Now, there are 2 I would say glitch methods, or at least cheese methods to farming out these things. One is definitely a glitch, as they basically allow you to get them instantly so long as you save a checkpoint. The other is a very passive farm, which has been around for a long time and was conveniently available this week. So I almost think Bungie knows about this and just wants you to do it. So let's get into those two things. I also did want to quickly make mention that the Arcane Embrace, the new shotgun available through the Festival of the Lost, is apparently glitched and awarding a role that you will never be able to get otherwise. This is through the first reward that you will receive from the first mission from Ava Levant. So just don't delete that shotgun. It is a absolute god roll. The first farm you can do is over on the moon, where we have the In the Deep mission conveniently available this week. If you haven't heard me talk about this before on my channel, you probably haven't been watching that long, as I always like to make mention of it when it does come into rotation, as it is the only remaining passive, in quotes, farm currently still in the game. All you have to do is get to the very end of this mission. You're going to be facing off against infinite waves of Thrall. Just make sure that you have a holiday mask equipped, and you're going to tear through most of the enemies at the end of this mission like tissue paper. You can set up passive farms however you want. If you have any subclass that rebuffs Devour, or if you'll see in the clip that I'll show you at the end, I was just using Soul Invictus on my Titan that would just rebuff my health as well as kill the enemies, because there are so many coming at you that it'll constantly rebuff itself. Or if you just have a submachine gun and you decide to hold the trigger down in any way that you see fit, in any fashion that you can find, you'll be able to survive in this mission for a very long time and farm out tons of candy. So that's just if you're looking for a passive, as I said in quotes, way to farm out candy without actually having to play or in between playtimes. The other thing you can do is, over on Neptune, the first contact mission, if you get to the final checkpoint right before the drop pods, you can save that checkpoint, and if you have a buddy, you and your buddy can switch out that checkpoint, go through the drop pod, and you will get the manifested pages from that as well, and you can do that over and over again. Now, that's not that fun. It's still kind of active, as you have to switch characters, but it is going to be a lot faster than doing the Haunted Lost sectors. Is it more fun? Is it worth it? I leave it up to you, but it's certainly the option. So this is the exact place where you would save the checkpoint. You would go to right here, right before you jump into the drop pod, and this is when you would switch characters. You switch characters so that you can save that checkpoint at least on one character. You'll have, of course, have to have at least one buddy with you in order to do this. And for the In the Deep mission, this is where you'll go. Once you've gone through the mission to a point, you will get to this point where you'll scan this lectern or totem in the middle. Usually you'll see the lights go out. I would suggest just run over to the edge and jump off at that point. It should reset the encounter. Now, that might not be necessary in order to do this farm, but it is the thing that usually fix any problems that some people have with it, where the encounter doesn't really start properly. So if you're having any trouble with the encounter starting properly, just jump off the ledge right after you've scanned the lectern and you've seen that little red Q up in the left corner that tells you that you're basically into the next part of the encounter. But once you do that and you spawn back in, just take out those snipers up on that one ledge up to the right behind you and jump on really any rock here, but I sort of go to this one as it's just sort of slightly off the ground, so you're a little elevated. And in this case, I activate Soul Invictus, which will just constantly rebuff my health and kill all the enemies around me, and as you can see, it will drop candy while I'm just sitting here. Of course, you need to remember to have your mask on. Remember to have your holiday mask on. That's always very important. But once you do that, you can just sit back, relax, and pick up candy as you go. And that is going to conclude all the information in today's video. Hopefully you found something in this video helpful. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on the bell to post notifications so you never miss out on any future Destiny 2 content like this. Remember, you can also follow me on Instagram. It'll be linked in the description box down below. Any of those things I just mentioned. Of course, also enter you into any future giveaways on this YouTube channel. We do one every 1,000 subscribers, so you never want to miss out. When and if we reach 100,000 subscribers on the channel, we'll be giving away an Xbox or a PlayStation or a video card if you play on PC. The new versions of those consoles, of course. If you've watched to this point in the video, anything I might have asked for as a feedback comment, please leave in the comments section, or you can leave a hashtag Festival of the Lost or hashtag The Final Shape in the comments section for another entry into the next giveaway for this video. And once more, I'm Wilhelm Scream. Hopefully everybody enjoys farming out their exotic class items, and of course, we will see you next time.